Hi, in this video on retirement, I'm going to make a lot of assumptions. We all tend to do that, and quite often our assumptions are wrong. I'm going to assume that most of the people who watch these videos that I do on retirement are either coming up to retirement or are recently retired. But more than that, I'm assuming that you've been brought up in a land where education was compulsory, which means, of course, that you were taught how to read and write. But do you do much writing? And do you do much reading? I don't know. I'm assuming that some of you read more than others, and I would like to advocate this, which I've often done, is that everyone needs to be a lifelong learner. Learning the theoretical things of life, of course, comes from reading, and learning practical things learns from doing, actual experience. In a book by a fellow called Michael Bunting, he wrote a book called The Mindful Leader and another one called Vertical Growth. He mentions a thing called the OBT. Now, this OBT is very important. It's certainly important to all of us right throughout our life. And to pursue this OBT, we often need certain rituals, certain support groups, mentors, and so forth. And in retirement, as in work, this applies. So these support groups and the routines. The routine might be always doing this at a certain time of the day or a certain day of the week or even a certain day of the month, but you do it. It becomes a ritual. You join groups who are interested in the same things as you, generally the same things as you, so that you have things to talk about and you get a mentor or a number of mentors in that area. So what is this OBT? I'm using this, of course, to keep you going watching this video. It's a ploy that I've noticed that a lot of people who do videos on retirement do, so they can get what? Ratings? I don't know. But anyway, I was told that don't give away too much too early, otherwise people will tune out. So what's this OBT? Stands for one big thing. Not little things, one big thing. You don't get it in retirement by filling in life with a pastime. A pastime is exactly that. You haven't got anything really better to do at the time, so you fill in the pastime. There's a lot of that done earlier in life, of course. People sitting around, for example, playing card games. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not their one big thing. Each of us, I believe, has a one big thing in life, one big objective. It could be of a general nature. I know when I regressed to childhood with a sort of technique to when I was born, I found out that my one big thing I was born for was born to make people happy. Sounds a bit pedantic. Sounds a bit much, doesn't it? But that's it. That's what I was told when I was born. Those were the words that came out of my mouth. I was born to make people happy. You too were born for some particular reason. You are a spiritual being having an earth life experience. Now, if you don't believe that, if you just believe you're a body with a brain and with a mind that somehow works, well, There's not much I can do for you here. But if you are open-minded enough to believe that maybe you are a spiritual being, and I am having an earth-like experience, then you could assume, and once again I say I assume too much perhaps, that you realize that you were born for a particular reason. That is your one big thing. It might have changed a bit throughout your life, but now you are a retiree. You could have, if you're in good health, another 20 or 30 years ahead of you to bring into your being, to bring into your life experience that one big thing that you've always wanted. It won't necessarily be a goal. It will be a process, an ever-growing thing, something that you can immerse yourself in and you know you are on track. You're undertaking the one big thing in your life and it will give you satisfaction in retirement. Perhaps my one big thing is to educate retirees at this time. I'm not sure. It might change. The one big thing can change. But one thing about it is you will know when you're on track by the feelings that it engenders inside you. You will feel as though you're contributing, enjoying life, and your life not only is just worthwhile, it is, well, I can't put it into words. You'll just know it. When you're on track doing the one big thing that you were born to do in retirement, you'll be happy.